गाइस आज हम इकोसिस्टम के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. सो इकोसिस्टम इट इज़ अ सिस्टम और इट इज़ condition in which abiotic as well as biotic component lives together. Now if we talk about what is abiotic component, then they are temperature or sunlight, soil, etc. And if we talk about the biotic component, then there will be all the living creatures and all the living organisms which are present in the system. Ecosystem can of two types. One is the terrestrial ecosystem, the ecosystem present on the land surface, and it can be of aquatic ecosystem also, in which the system or the environment which exists underwater. Now if we talk about the stratification is a level or the layer, but the layer and the level are in the vertically and dependent on each other of different organisms. So if we talk about the ecosystem, then we have to talk about the components of ecosystem. Then there are four components of ecosystem: productivity, decomposition, energy flow, and nutrient cycle. So first we have to deal with the productivity. If we talk about what productivity is, productivity is the total biomass of product, and productivity in which plants with the help of sunlight makes their food. So that is why plants are known as the producers. So when the total biomass production is at the producer level, then it is known as the primary productivity. And primary productivity is further divided into GPP and NPP. GPP is the gross primary productivity, and NPP is net primary productivity. GPP is the overall whatever the product has been formed in the biomass, it is the total. Therefore but in the NPP it is the minus GPP minus respiratory or the respiration. So when the GPP minus respiration, so GPP is then the food is eaten by the herbivores, and the herbivores are the consumers. So at that time the productivity is the at consumer level, it is known as the secondary productivity. And when we talk about the productivity, we talk about the factors. So it depends on the plants, it depends this is T as plants, and second is the environmental factor, then it is a photosynthetic activity. Now we have to deal with the decomposers. So decomposers are the dead matters which degrades into inorganic matter by the saprophytes or the decomposers. We have to remember it. The dead material is known as the detritus, and the saprophytes or the decomposers are known as detrivorous, which is bacteria and fungi. The components or the factors in which the decomposers are dependent, these are the five, which is fragmentation, catabolism, leaching, humification, and lastly mineralization. So if we take the dead matter, which is dead of abiotic as well as the biotic component, so dead matter, it is known as detritus. With the help of earthworm or some other insect, it degrades, and that insects are known as detrivorous. I already told you, it break down into small fragment and form inorganic matter. This inorganic matter is at that time is known as fragmentation, and when dead matter is converted into simple or simpler substances, that is known as catabolism. We know that when complex changes into simple, it is known as catabolism. When complex changes into simple, it is known as anabolism. So this catabolism, that is inorganic. When inorganic substance goes into the soil and forms a salt and precipitate in the form of salt, that is known as leaching. And after leaching, a dark substance, black or dark substance form, which is known as humus. That process is known as humification, in which the this humus is resistant to microbes. So that means it takes time to degrade, and slow degradation take place, and therefore it is slow, so it acts as a reservoirs of nutrients. That means nutrients are safe here. Later on, this humus breakdowns, microbes breakdown take place, and mineral formations occur, that is known as mineralization. Factors on which the decomposers depends are the composition of detritus and temperature, lastly is oxygen. So composition of detritus is lignin and chitin, which is a slow decomposition, and nitrogen, water or soluble water solubles are present, then the degradation will be fast, and temperature when high, high, degradation is high. When the temperature is low, degradation is slow. On oxygen anaerobes, then there will be slow, aerobes there will be fast. And if you talk about the decomposers are the oxygen requiring process. So I hope you got the point. In next video we will discuss about the energy flow and the nutrient cycle. Have a great day.